Let's start. Come into child's pose on your mat. Toes together, knees out wide. Reach your fingertips forward and stretch your spine. Exhale everything out. Inhale from your fingertips. Feel for length through your arms, through your core, through your hips. Exhale, reach your sitting bones back and down. You can wiggle your hips. You're waking up into your body. Inhale and make your breath wide across your back. Exhale, relax your jaw, your tongue, your throat. And just like a child, we step onto the mat, we begin brand new, begin again. Come into downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up and back. And now you can play with your dog. You can walk your dog however you want. You play with it. You can bend your knees right and left. You can swing your hips side to side. You do your dog. And feel how the breath gives your pose life, gives it energy. Spread your hand bones down to the mat and root down into all the corners of your hands. Rosalind, especially those two fingers that want to curl up. So wrap your shoulders, take a big breath into your upper back, and wrap your shoulders around your back toward your armpits. Tweeze your elbows in a little. Feel how that makes space in your upper back. Ragdoll. Look to the front of your mat. Exhale and walk to the front of your mat. Take as many steps as you'd like. When you get there, inhale and halfway lift. Pull your heart forward. Exhale, bow. Separate your feet hip width apart. Bend your knees a lot. And then take ragdoll. You can interlace your fingers. You can take opposite arms, framing your head like a picture frame. You can sway from side to side, but don't make it the biggest forward bend yet. This is one just to open up your back. Draw your low belly in. And then let your upper body spill toward the mat. So I have a little bit of a funny story about, I just walk in, just a child's pose, right? That's just how we started. And I remember one time I taught at this thing at a brewery, and it was for the Texas Yoga Conference, and they invited me to teach for this fundraiser, and there's like several hundred people there. And the person who introduced me was like, "This is Roger Rippy," and he's like, he gave me this big long introduction. He's one of the best known, taught so many people. He owns all these yoga studios. He's here to, and you're gonna be so inspired and blah blah blah. Built me up, and I was like, okay, everybody, child's pose. Hope I lived up to all that with that brilliant cue. Because it's really not about me. Exhale everything out. Press through the bottoms of your feet. Inhale and roll all the way up, stretch up. For this moment, it's all about you. Draw your low belly back, and I'm just here to guide you. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Soft bow of your head. 3 ohms together. And these ohms are a way of connecting our individual self to the big cosmic self. It's connecting us together in sound, but also connecting our smaller selves to our big selves, to the big cosmic connection through sound. Exhale everything out. Big inhale for Om. breath in. Rinse out. Sun salutation A, let's party. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, scoop your heart. Exhale, chaturanga. This one with your knees down. Slowly lower all the way down. Low cobra, point your toes. Inhale and pull your heart forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. So for those of you who have been wanting a script, your practice right now is your script. So it comes eventually from your own experience of it. And for now, you can kind of hear what I say and hear how it impacts your practice, the flow, as you step into the flow. Separate your feet hip width apart and make the sides of your feet parallel to the sides of your mat. Firm up your thighs and spiral your inner thighs to the back of the mat. Draw your core in and up. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, bend your knees low. Exhale, walk or hop. Halfway lift, breath in. Lift your toes, lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to the sky. Exhale, bow forward, we're moving right into the next one. Inhale, half lift, widen your collarbones. Exhale, chaturanga. Elbows go straight back, knees up or down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Pull your heart through and up. Exhale, down dog. Ujjayi breath. Make your breath immense. You can still pedal your knees right and left. Inhale, look in front of your hands, maybe about 12 inches. Bend your knees low, and then hop or walk to where you're looking. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Inhale, rise and shine, go up. Draw low belly back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Inner thighs back, heart forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Jump back or walk back. Inhale, up dog, pull your heart through, point your toes. Exhale, down dog. Feel for length from your fingertips to your hips. Get longer with every inhale. Exhale, reach your heels down toward the mat. It doesn't matter if they ever touch the mat. The idea is that you're lengthening in that direction. You just go that way. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees low. Exhale, walk, step, or hop forward. Halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise high, go up. Exhale, hands at your heart. Sun salutation B, bend your knees. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, sit down even lower. Yes, pull your low belly and lift the front of your hip points up and reach your tailbone down toward the mat so that you're taking the big bend in your low back out and kind of flattening it out. Hug your front ribs in and draw your arm bones back. Look at the horizon. Ease your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, sit a little lower. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Inhale, up dog. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Down dog. Warrior one, right side. Plant your right foot firmly between your hands. Spin your back heel down. Inhale and rise. Chaturanga, flow. Draw your shoulders away from your ears and onto your back as you go down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Warrior one, left side. Plant your left foot. Inhale and rise. Exhale and flow, high to low. Press the earth away from you as you go down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Press your pinky toenails down to the mat. Exhale, down dog. Ujjayi. Feel yourself catching fire now. You're starting to heat up. You're getting warmer. And then stoke that fire with your breath, like a bellows stoking a fire. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees low. Exhale, float or walk to the front. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose, breathe in, Utkatasana. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, wide collarbones. Exhale, down dog. Warrior one, right side. Inhale, rise and shine, come on up. Exhale, chaturanga, let it go. Inhale, up dog. Put the crown of your head through the ceiling or up into the clouds. Exhale, down dog. Warrior one, left side. Inhale, rise. Plant your back foot firmly in your front heel. Chaturanga, let it go. Shoulders onto your back, away from your ears. Up dog or cobra. Inner thighs spiral up. Down dog. Find one spot, drishti, that's not moving, and focus your gaze there. Then bring your focus to your breath. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Walk, step, or float to the front. Halfway lift, breathe in. Bow forward, breathe out. Utkatasana, weight in your heels, lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, the 4-point staff pose. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Warrior one, right side. Plant your right foot, rise high. Exhale, go low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot between your hands. Warrior one, rise up. Draw your left ribs back. Exhale, chaturanga, you go. You can always do it with your knees down. Up dog or cobra. Down dog. Breathe deep and slow. Inhale, look to the front of your mat. Bend your knees, hips high, hop forward. Maybe walk. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, half lift, broaden out your collarbones. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, go back. Up dog or cobra, inner ankles hug in. Down dog, warrior one, right side, like a warrior, rise. Chaturanga flow. High to low. Up dog or cobra. Down dog, left side, warrior one, from roots, rise, go up. Chaturanga, let it go, and you flow. Slow and low, that is the tempo. Down dog. So in down dog, lift your collarbones to the sky as you send your arm bones to the earth. Try that out. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, walk, step, or float. Halfway lift, breathe in. Bow, breathe out. Chair, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Half lift, breathe in. Go back, chaturanga, breathe out. If you jump back, land with your elbows bent, Carrie. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Listen for the change. Inhale, float your right leg up to the ceiling. Reach your swagger to the ceiling. Bend your knees, stack your hips. And then flip out. Flip your dog if you're ready for that today. If you're not ready for it, don't do it. And then everyone that's flipped, cactus arm. Bend your right elbow in a lot until you can touch your right tricep to your right ribs. Use that to open your heart. Draw your shoulder blades to the spine and slide your shoulder blades down your back. Some of you can start to look back, and some of you could even reach your right arm now and take wheel pose. Maybe you could go all the way to wheel. I don't know. There you go. I see some wheels. And if you got wheel, great. If you don't got wheel, great. Okay, come to high plank. That's the hard part, getting back over. Take side plank. Right hand under your shoulder or right forearm. Left arm to the sky like you're raising up a flag. There you go. And then take the variations. You choose it, but create it from the ground up. Active feet, flex your toes back, spin your thighs toward one another, level out your hips. And that might mean your left hip goes back and your right hip goes forward to stack both hips. You could take tree pose. You could catch a hold of your shin, Audra, if you want to do that, or even your big toe if you want to do that. Find a moment to where this is it. This is my offering, and it's amazing. Okay, let it go. Chaturanga, Vinyasa, you flow. Up dog or cobra, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Step your right foot between your hands for crescent warrior. Back heel is up. It's just like warrior one, except for the back heel is up. Hug your outer hips in. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart. Exhale, take a twist. Left elbow to your right knee. Right away, long, slow Ujjayi breath. Get long. Then rotation. Draw your right ribs back, left ribs forward. If you want to take it a little deeper, you could slide more of your bottom arm over your thigh. You could open your arms. Or you could stay right here and be really content where you are. And ultimately, that's where we're all headed. Liz, draw your left hip back a little. Yes, and that'll flatten out your sacrum so that you can twist without twisting up your low back. There you go. Inhale back to crescent. Exhale, open up, warrior two. It's a big step back. Inhale, lengthen your heart up to the sky. Extended side angle variation. Right forearm to your thigh to start. Left arm to the sky. And then you can take it a little deeper, allowing for what you're up to today. You can have your right hand on the earth or a block. You could take a half bind or a full bind. And just because it's Sunday and you're alive, if you have a full bind and you wanted to, you could step your back foot forward and then press down into your left foot and stand up into bird of paradise if you wanted to. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I wouldn't even worry about it. What you get to today is enough. Birds, come on down. Everybody breathe in. Chaturanga, let it go. Press all the breath out as you go to chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Down dog. Say, I love my other side. Left side. Inhale, reach your left leg up. Exhale, bend your knee and stack your hips. And then you flip if you're feeling it. And if you're not feeling it, you don't. And once you flip, reset your feet. Reach your tailbone toward your knees. Open your heart. You can take the cactus arm first so that you tweeze your shoulder blades onto your spine and use your bottom tips of your shoulder blades to open at the top of your heart. Maybe now you reach back and go for wheel, look back. Maybe. Hi, Cheryl. It's Beautiful, y'all. Okay, high plank. Side plank, left hand down, right arm up. So Sandra, come into side plank. Left arm underneath your shoulder, right arm to the sky. Yeah, that's side plank. And then it's just like Tadasana. Flex your toes, spin your thighs in, shoulders onto your back, open your heart. Full self-expression. You're playing full out. I am a yes. Chaturanga, let it go. Vinyasa. Up dog or cobra. Down dog. Crescent warrior, left side. Step your left foot enthusiastically between your arms. Inhale and reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart and twist. Right elbow to your left thigh. This is crescent prayer twist. Press down into your bottom arm and your top arm to create some lift of your ribs away from your hips, away from your leg. Exhale and spin your left ribs back as you roll your right ribs forward. Ease your shoulders down your back. Inhale up into crescent. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, grow long through your spine, shoulders to your spine. Exhale, extended side angle variation. Left forearm to your thigh, right arm skyward. And then you adjust it to you today. What does that look like? Try to even consider it like an up level or a down level. It's more like a me level. I'm me leveling it for today. And if you want to take the bind, you can. If you want to step into that bird of paradise, whether or not you did on the other side, you could. Sandra, bend your front knee more because it's extended side angle and you're doing triangle. So bend your knee. Yeah, there you go. Okay, birds come down. Binders unbind. Everyone, huge breath in, fill up. Chaturanga, let it go. Vinyasa. Or you could skip it. Down dog. Big, juicy breath in. Open your mouth, make a big sound. Ha. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Walk, step, or float to the front. Half lift, breathe in. Bow forward, brains to your toes, breathe out. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Thunderbolt prayer twist. Hands to your heart, take a twist. Left elbow, right knee. And then create it. You create it. From the earth up, press down through your feet. Hug your outer shins, inner thighs in. Inhale, grow your spine long like a tree. Exhale, turn your heart open. Dip your hips low and your heart high. Send your heart high. Some of you could open your arms. Some of you could even take side crow. I'm not going to teach it, but if you know it, you could do it. If you're feeling like super enthusiastic. Inhale back to chair. Hands to your heart, go to the other side. Check out and see if your right knee went on a walkabout in front of your left knee, and then draw your left knee back. Sasha, dip your hips down, 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 and lift your heart up, up, up. Yes, that's it. You got it. Eventually your heart is higher than your hips. Your hips are anchoring, and your heart is rising like a sail. Breathe into your sails. If you want to open your arms, if you want to take side crow, do it. My boo is doing it. Y'all are all my boo today. Okay. Release that forward fold. Separate leg, fingers to toes pose. Separate your feet at least hip width, maybe even a little wider. If you try out a little wider, see how it goes. This is an experiment. The mat is a lab. Wrap up your big toes. Inhale and do a little baby back bend with your upper back. Pull low belly in. Exhale, bow forward. Let go in your neck. Chelsea, move your shoulders away from your ears. Up your back. Yeah. And really use your biceps. Susan, separate your feet without your knees squeezing together. Yeah, have your knees at the same width as your feet so you're not collapsing in your knees. And you can bend your knees a lot. You can even place your hands on blocks if you're not reaching your feet. That's fine. You can wiggle your hips side to side. Use your arms to pull. Okay, release all that joy. Padahastasana. That's palms to toes, forward fold. So you're going to take your hand, palm facing up, and stand on your hand. Left hand under left foot. Right hand under right foot. Toes to wrists if you can get there. Send your elbows wide. Inhale, lift up your toes, your arches, your inner thighs, and your low belly. Spread your sitting bones. Exhale, let your upper body spill gently like a waterfall. Sukha Sthira Asana. You've got the effort in your legs and in your biceps pulling. And then the soft part is in your head, your neck, your core. Well, it's not your core, but your ribs, so soft. Release all that joy. Crow pose. Toes together, knees out wide. I've told you before that the modification, if you're not taking crow, is you can do malasana. That means feet wide. Otherwise, and you sit between your feet like in a squat. Otherwise, toes together, knees out wide. And then bring the backs of your arms to your upper shins, upper inner shins. Plant your hands like chaturanga arms. Lift your butt, lift your heels, and maybe you lift your toes. Send your heart forward so that your toes can come up. If this is relatively easy for you, you can make it harder by starting to straighten your arms a little bit, and that makes it more exciting. Everyone take a breath in. Shoot back, walk back, or float back to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Down dog. Huge breath in, fill up. Open your mouth really wide, let it all out. Ha. Inhale, look to the front of your mat. Exhale, walk, step, or float all the way to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out, let it go. Utkatasana, the chair. Stay in this chair for a few breaths. So if you're looking down, and some of you are, look more or less straight ahead and maybe even a little bit up so that tends to lift your upper back up. And then reach your arms back and reach your ears back. Sit even lower, put more weight in your heels. Breathe in. Exhale, straighten your legs, bring your hands to your heart, Tadasana, mountain pose. Breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Equanimity balancing series is next. Eagle, inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Yeah, fix your pants if you need to, if that helps you somehow. Exhale, wrap your right arm under your left and your right leg over your left. Sit down into eagle. Lean a little more weight into your heel. And one way you can start to lean more weight into your heel is feel for energetically pressing your foot forward on the mat. And that will tend to bring weight into your heel. Draw your right side low belly in so you can bring your right ribs back as your left ribs move forward. Pull your elbows down. Lift your heart up. Other side, inhale, unwind your arms, reach up. And in one breath, go to the other side. Left arm under, left leg over. Braid everything up. Can do that little move with, you're imagining that you're feeling for and sensing that you're shoving your bottom foot forward, and that brings more weight into your heel. Tuck your tailbone toward your heel so that you take out the bend in your low back. Draw your elbows down. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, bring your shoulders onto your back even more. Release. Inhale, unwind your arms. We're going to the first side again. Right arm under, right leg over. You do you here. Fill your shape with breath. Keep wrapping your thighs toward one another. Lift your heart up and out. Ease your shoulder blades down your back. Release. Inhale, unwind your arms and legs, go up. Left arm under, left leg over. Other side. Feel for wrapping the back body around to the front body and breathe into the back body. Make the back of your neck long. Release. Inhale, unwind your arms and legs. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Standing leg raise. Bring your weight into your left leg. Pick up your right shin with your right hand. That can be the start. So you have a bent knee and you're holding the front of your kneecap, just under the kneecap. Or take a hold of your big toe and straighten your leg. Draw your left shoulder onto the back. Draw your left hip back as you lift your heart. Take a big breath in. Exhale, send your left leg out to the left. Sorry, right leg out to the right. Some of you listened. Thank you. If you want to play with your drishti, you can look over your right shoulder. You can make a yoga journal face like, this is so easy. Inhale, come back to center. Straighten and point your toes. Inhale, arms out by your sides. Bend your knee up to your chest. Airplane. Swing through to airplane. And then right here, get earth in your standing leg. Press it down. Draw your low belly up. So that gives you earth and core. Then stretch back through your back leg. Turn the pinky toe edge down. Shoulders to your spine. Roll your thumbs a little bit toward the sky. That'll open your heart even more. Half moon. Right arm down. Left arm up. You can have your hand on a block about 12 inches in front of your pinky toe or the earth. Lift your left arm up toward the sky. Excuse me, right arm up toward the sky. Yeah, if you fall over, it's okay. You just get back up and do it again. If you want to take the back bend version, take your top arm to your top foot. Back bend your heart open. Everybody will fall out of this eventually. If we stay for 100 breaths, no one will still be here probably. Okay, forward fold. You just fell out a little earlier than 100 breaths. Ragdoll, shake it out. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, go up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Other side. Right foot down, left foot up. Hold on to your left shin. Maybe your big toe. instead of leaning forward or leaning back, can you figure out which one you're doing and find center, stack everything up and lift up through your heart. Let the ball at the top of your right thigh go down in the socket even as you lift your thigh muscle. Sorry, left thigh. Take a big breath in. Send your leg out to the side, left leg left. You can have your hand on your hip, right hand on your hip, or you can have your right hand about to the side. You can look over your opposite shoulder. You can make a duck face like you're like there's a selfie, like a Utita Hasta Padangustasana selfie. That should be a thing. Come back to center. Bring your hands to your hips, straighten and point your toes. Inhale, bend your knee up toward your chest. Exhale, take airplane pose. Speaking of airplane, fly first class by adding a lot of breath into this. Rodolfo, lift the tip of your heart up a little bit, shoulders onto your spine. There you go. Half moon, half moon. Left hand down, right hand up. Excuse me, right hand down, left hand up. Reach through your standing heel or lifted heel and flex your toes back toward your face. If you want to take the back bend, do it. This is your chance to express out. Ragdoll, shake it out. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot on one side, right? Especially on your outer hip. And that's your outer hip getting stronger, heightened awareness. Huge breath in. Rinse everything out. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. Stretch up. Exhale, land your hands at your heart. Let's dance. Dancer's pose. Shift your weight into your left leg. Pick up your right foot from the inside. Inhale and draw your left arm up to the sky. Exhale, press. So Stacy, that's tree pose, but we're doing dancer. You got a head. Yeah. Yeah, and then maybe you can start to bring your torso closer to parallel with the earth. If that tweaks your low back, and I would stay more upright. Cheryl, start to wrap your outer right hip down toward the earth as you draw your left ribs back. Oh, and then it made you go wobbly, right? Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Other side, right foot down, left foot up. Pick up your left foot from the inside. Inhale, stretch your right arm up. Exhale, go. So find earth. So the priority is earth, foundation. Then center line, hug in, bring your back ankle and press it into your hand and your hand back into your ankle. Then space, inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, you could go deeper forward if it feels good. Breathing deeper, more deeply, is also a way to go deeper. Becoming more aware of every little subtle thing in your body is also a way to advance it. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Let's do the first side again. Left foot down, pick your right foot up. Inhale, reach your left arm to the sky. Exhale, press. So the first one was the warm-up. Now, with all the wisdom that you got from the first side, you could put it into action. Flex your toes and maybe find even a little bit more depth, a little bit more lift, a little bit more breath. Inhale, come up. Release, switch sides. Right foot down, left foot up. Pick up your left foot from the inside. Notice all the little weird things that you do in between the poses. And then eventually you just kind of go pose to pose to pose without having to fix your hair or your shirt. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, go back. Because it just gets messed up again anyway, right? But it is interesting to observe. It's something that we can be aware of, is the little things we do in between all the poses. Right now, be in the pose. Stand up. I think you might have your foot from the outside, and I can't tell, but if you do, try it from the inside. Okay, come up and release. Oh, see, now it's tree pose time. Shift your weight into your left leg and pick up your right foot from the inside into tree. Hands to your heart. Press down into the four corners of your feet. Hug your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot, and press palms to find your center. Inhale along the center line, lift your heart. Exhale, draw your shoulders away from your ears and onto your back. Now, from that place, you could go up and out, branch out. Release. Switch. Do the other side. So set the conditions. That's the alignment. That's the engagement. And then from setting the conditions, you start from stability, you start from alignment, and then you move into possibility, from stability to possibility. If this seems easy or boring, close your eyes and see if it's still easy or boring. Release. Hands to your heart. Come on back to the front of your mat for more suns and funs. Exhale everything out. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky, go up. Exhale, forward fold. This is Sun A. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. It's actually Sun B variation where we're moving towards. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot forward into crescent. Inhale and rise up. So your back heel is up. Exhale, open up into warrior two. Trikonasana, triangle. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, reach your fingertips long. Exhale and tilt. Create the pose from the ground up. So your hand is not dangling in this triangle. It's on something solid. It's on your shin. It's on the earth. It's on a block. And you use it to press to give you more stability, more earth. Put little bends in your knees and magnetize your inner legs toward one another and draw your belly and feel that cinching in give you lift. Inhale, telescope your ribs away from your waist. Exhale, tuck your sitting bones to your back heel, plug in. Separate leg, forward bend. Instead of coming up, bring your left arm down, turn your toes over to the left. Have your hands either on your big toes, the outsides of your feet, or flat on the mat. Either way is good. If you have them flat, start to walk your hands back until they come under your elbows. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bow forward. For those of you who have your hands on the ground and your hands are under your wrists, there is a variation where you could do tripod headstand. And if you're really next to something really expensive or some concrete, I might not do that, right? So you get to play with where you're at. Everyone, engage your thighs, spiral your inner thighs back. Exhale, Forward fold more deeply. If you're in tripod headstand, come on down. Pyramid pose. Walk your hands around to your front foot, step your back foot in and a little bit to the left so that you're more or less on railroad tracks rather than on a tightrope. So traditionally it's technically like heel to heel, and I want you to play with a little wider today just so you can feel what the difference in stability is. Hands either on your shin, your thigh, or on the mat. Inhale and pull your heart forward into a baby back bend. Exhale, forehead toward your shin. And you can wiggle your hips right and left, right and left. Breathe deep and slow into your hips and low back. Forward fold even more. This pose is really practical as you mature. To be able to pick over, tie your shoes someday, right? Pick up your grandkids, all these things right here. This pose gives you that. All right, twisting triangle. Sasha, draw your right hip back even more. Yes, and then lift your left hip up just a little. Scissor your inner thighs in. So Sasha, right hip back. You might need to widen your feet. Not wider lengthwise, but wider right and left. Yes. Now draw your right hip back. Everyone, inhale, extend your spine long. Exhale, turn your heart open and slide both shoulders, especially that bottom shoulder, down your back. Inhale up through your top hand. Feel for opening your heart. Chaturanga, let it go. Vinyasa. I'll see you in down dog. Downward facing dog. I love my other side. Step your left foot between your hands. Inhale, come on up into crescent. Open up, warrior two. Trikonasana, straighten your front leg. Inhale, reach your fingertips long and tilt. Yes. Put a bend in your knee, and I want you to play with this a little bit. Bend in your front knee, just a little one, not a ginormous one. And do this. Let your left hip go out to the left, so you're sticking your butt way out. Feel what that feels like. And now with a bend in your knee, scoop your left sitting bone underneath your torso. Reach your right sitting bone up to the sky. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, reach both sitting bones back to your back heel, plug in. Draw your front ribs into your body, expand your back body. Separate leg, forward bend. Turn your toes over to the right, bring your top hand down. Make your feet parallel, or more or less, or maybe even a little bit toes in, a little bit pigeon-toed. This is an option. Interlace your fingers behind your back if that feels okay. If you can press palms, press palms. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bow forward, and maybe your arms start to go overhead. It's a different variation. Susan, turn all of your toes to the long side of your mat. So you're making a wide letter V and facing your torso and your toes in the same direction. So Susan, you might need to look at somebody. Susan, turn your toes to the long edge of your mat. Can you hear me, Susan? Turn your toes toward your dog. All of your toes. Right now you're doing kind of a warrior one stance. And instead, it's not that. Yeah. Okay, pyramid pose. So your front toes are at 12 o'clock. Your back toes are at about 2 o'clock. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Yeah, that's the one. Now you're doing that one, Susan, but the one before that was actually a separate leg, a wider leg thing. But don't worry about it right now. We'll talk about it later. By the way, Susan, if that's strenuous on your low back, your hands don't need to be behind your back. They can be on your thigh or your shin. Yeah, like that. And then extend your spine, but give yourself support with your hands. Yes. Twisting triangle. Right hand down. Left thumb at your left hip crease is an option. Left hand at your sacrum is an option. Reminding your sacrum to stay stable like a plate. Or left hand to the sky. You choose. Whatever you choose, be happy with your choice. You chose it. Inhale, lengthen your right ribs, just like you chose this teacher training, right? Keep choosing it. You might have to choose it a million times. Open up your heart. Feel for the line of energy from your bottom arm, from the earth, up through your arm bones, across your heart, across your collarbones, out through your top arm. Breathe that in. Chaturanga, let it go. Vinyasa. Press the earth away from you, shoulders onto your back. Inhale, up dog. Put a little bend in your elbows, Chelsea, shoulders back. Yes, down dog. Big breath in. Open your mouth, let all the tension out. Inhale to high plank. And slowly lower all the way to your mat. Place your left ear on the mat. Relax. Mini Shavasana. Or in Spanish, Shavasana. Enjoy. Use this opportunity to breathe deep and slow. Wiggle your hips a little side to side if that feels good. Back strengthening series, which in Journey to Power is called igniting. Place your chin on the mat, locust pose. Bring your arms alongside your torso, palms facing down so that your palms are close to your knees. You can do the little leg adjustment that I taught you on the first day if you want to create more space in your low back. Press your hips down. That's like the platform. From the platform, roll your heart forward and up. Maybe your arms come up. Look, instead of looking super far ahead, doggy kisses are good. Look straight down at the front of your mat and lift up from the back of your skull. If you feel okay, your legs can come up also so that you're flying like an airplane. Roll your thumbs skyward. Yes, Cindy, draw your shoulders onto your back more. Yes, open your heart and breathe into what you're opening. So instead of looking up, Cindy, look down. Yes, lift the ponytail part instead. Yes. Okay, come down. Opposite ear, right ear on the mat, relax. That was so fun. We should do it again. This arm variation is interlace your fingers behind your back, and if you can press palms, do that. If that's too tweaky on your shoulders, you can do the first variation again. That's fine. Inhale, slowly start to draw your ribs forward along the mat and then up toward the sky. Back of your neck long in this one, chin into your throat. Maybe your legs come up too. If your legs come up, inner thighs roll up, pinky toe edge rolls down to the ground. Audra, look down a little bit. Just try it a different way. Lift the back of your ponytail up, chin into your throat, and feel how that opens up something in your upper back in a different way. It's just a different way. Okay, release. You can wiggle your hips side to side if that feels good. So now that we're present, fully present, hopefully, let's put a bow on it. on our present. Floor bow, bend your knees, catch your feet. And hug your knees in together. Imagine that you have a block between your inner upper thighs and you're squeezing that block, especially with the fronts of your thighs. Press your feet into your hands. Inhale and come up. Eventually, maybe you're only on your hip bones. Use the strength of your legs to come up, and your upper body is mostly just holding on while your strong legs are lifting. Find the block again between your thighs, especially with the fronts of your thighs. Squeeze the block. And release. Come down. That was so amazing. I think we should do it again. Catch your feet. Bow pose. Dhanurasana. Come on up, y'all. Please. With sugar on top. Okay, try it this way now. Bring your chin into your throat. Make the back of your neck as long as you can. And lift up. So you'll be looking more or less straight ahead at this point if you're doing that, yeah? And release. Come down. Opposite ear, opposite shoulder. And you can, if you want, you could wiggle your hips. You could windshield wiper your legs. Each choose. Okay. Feet on the mat, up dog, upward facing dog. So make this upward facing dog the best one you've ever done. Bring your hands under your shoulders, bend your elbows, claw your heart forward as you send your arm bones onto your back. Press your toenails down, draw your heart away from your big toes, lift up, make the back of your neck long, pull your heart through, pull belly in, down dog. Go to down dog. Camel pose, Ustrasana. Come on to your shins. You can pat up your knees. There's always time for self-care. Yeah, make some padding for your knees, especially if you have tweaky knees or a really thin mat. Bring your thumbs to your sacrum, top rim of your sacrum, or place your hands on your sacrum with your fingers facing down like they're in your jeans pockets. Inhale and lift your heart up and out. Exhale, draw your elbows back, your shoulders back, and maybe your head goes back. Once your head is back, right hand can go to right heel, left hand can go to left heel. If it works for you, send your hips forward without shoving them forward. Now breathe into the top of your heart. Feel for breath opening in the bones at the top of your chest, the viscera. Breathe into that space. Inhale, slowly rise up. Exhale, sit your hips to your heels. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Slide your heels over to the side. Line your back for wheel. Excuse me, bridge first. We'll do a bridge, then we'll move to wheel. Bring your hands on, feet on the mat, parallel and close to your hips so that your longest finger hopefully can touch your heels or somewhere close to that, and then palms up alongside your torso. Press into your feet, inhale and roll your low back, mid back, upper back up. Exhale, wrap the tops of your thighs toward one another and reach out through your thigh bones. Dig down into your heels for support. Inhale, lift the back and the front of your heart toward your nose. Exhale, soften the sides of your throat so you can pour even more breath into your heart. Inner feet are connected to the mat. To come down, bring your upper back down first. Curl your pubic bone toward your navel, then your mid back down, curl your pubic bone, then your low back down. Take a breath in. Open your mouth, let it out. Wheel. Hands by your ears. It's called Urdhva Dhanurasana. Hands by your ears. Elbows tweeze in. You can go inhale to the top of your head and then exhale, straighten your arms, or you can just go inhale all the way up or exhale all the way up. Come on up. Draw your armpits back into the sockets. Press the earth away from you and feel for ripping the mat in half with your hands and your feet. Get into your inner legs and come down. Chin to your chest, come down. Breath in. Open your mouth, breath out. Wheel. Come on up. Hurrah, more wheel. Imagine you were squeezing a block between your inner upper thighs and rolling that block toward the earth so that you create space in your low back. Come into wheel. Inner hands, inner feet, get active. Beautiful. Let your head hang heavy in wheel. Okay, come down. Breathe in. Open your mouth, breathe out. Okay, come on up into wheel. Yay! Yay! It's Sunday and you're alive, so why not? Why not? Why not wheel? Or bridge. Do something. Bring your shoulders more toward your wrists. So eventually your shoulders stacked right over your wrists. Okay, come down. Breath in. Open your mouth, breath out. I'm feeling really, really sweet today. So Supta Baddha Konasana. Feet together, knees out wide. If you just said, well, I really want to do 4 more wheels, you could. I wouldn't stop you. Sometimes it feels good in this pose to place one hand over my heart and one hand over my belly so I can just feel all the work. When you do the work, this stuff works. But you have to do the work, right? In yoga does amazing, it works on you, but you actually have to put in the work. So here I can kind of feel all the results of my work. Bring your knees in together, hug your knees in. Happy baby, baby. Take hold of the sides of your feet. You can hold on to your big toes. You can hold on to the sides of your feet. You can even hold on to the insides of your feet if you want. You can play with all three just to get curious. Which one feels the best? And then draw your knees toward your armpits. At the same time, press your feet into your hands. You can rock from side to side. Here you're decompressing your low back by using your core to lengthen. You're starting to open your hips. Make the back of your neck long and put as much of your spine on the ground as you can, all the way to the tailbone. Release. Oh, I think you know what time it is. It's core work time. Yes, indeed. We're going to do the scissor legs. So you can have your hands under your sacrum with your palms facing down, kind of making, with your index and finger and thumb, kind of making a space for your sacrum. Or I kind of like placing my hands underneath the edges of my mat, like with my arms long, and 4 fingers under the mat and thumb on top. And I use that to pull my low back into the ground so that I stay rooted. Legs straight up in 90-degree angle. Bring your right leg 2 inches off the ground. Pull your low belly in and put your low back on the ground. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring that leg back up. Inhale your left leg 2 inches off the ground. Exhale, right back up. Inhale, right leg 2 inches off the ground. Exhale, right back up. You can always lift your chin if it doesn't hurt your neck. Inhale, left leg 2 inches. Exhale, left leg right back up. Inhale, right leg 2 inches. Keep your low back glued, low belly in. Exhale, right back up. Inhale, 2 inches. Exhale, left leg right back up. Right leg, inhale, 2 inches. Exhale, right back up. Left leg, inhale, 2 inches. Stay here, stay here. Now bring your right leg 2 inches off the ground with your left leg. Oh my gosh, pull belly in, stay here. You can bend your knees if it's tweaking your back at all. Okay, come all the way back up. Oh, and release. Yeah. Is this challenging somewhat? You're welcome. Bicycle abs. Interlace your fingers behind your back. This is just also called abdominal twist. Interlace your fingers behind, oh, not behind your back, behind your skull, right where your head connects to your neck. I like to have my elbows wide. Press your low back down. Inhale, curl head and shoulders up. Knees are at a 90-degree angle. Exhale, left elbow, right knee, opposite leg long. And then twist, 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 twisting the night away. Keep going. When you want to quit, keep going. Low belly in. That's when it starts. Yeah, and if you want it more challenging, legs longer and lower. If you want it less challenging, knees bent more and higher. Keep going. Keep your low back glued to the ground. This is you getting stronger. This is you creating your core. Keep going. 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40. Get your shoulder blades off the ground. 37, 36, 35, 34, 33. Low back down. 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Good job, Stacy's daughter. Yay. Okay. However you want to get there, you can squeeze your knees in and rock and roll along your spine to Navasana, boat pose. You're making a V sitting on your sitting bones. Or you can roll to one side and come into Navasana. And there's all the variations. The main thing is you draw your knees to your chest and your chest toward your knees and lift your heart. If you can do the version where you're not holding onto your legs, great. If you can do the version where you are holding onto your legs, that's also great. Okay, cross your ankles, place your hands on the mat, lift your butt up off the ground. You might press your feet into the mat to help with that, or you might lift your legs. And then put your butt back down, Navasana, boat pose. That's it. Imagine that 2 fingers were running up your spine. That would cause your heart to lift and your collarbones to widen. Do that. Pull your low belly in. Bring knees and heart closer together. Nice. Cross your ankles the other way. Hands by your hips. Pick your butt up off the ground even for a microsecond and then right back into it. Yes, Navasana, boat pose. OMG Zalies. Yes, yes. Keep going. And release. Cross your legs the other way. Lift your butt up off the ground. And Vinyasa. Up dog. To down dog. Or you could just skip all that. That would be fine. Huge breath in. Open your mouth. Huge breath out. pigeon right side. Bring your right knee to your right upper arm and take pigeon. Your right knee goes a little bit outside your right hip and your right shin goes a little bit in front of your left hip. Stretch your leg back. Inhale, lengthen your torso long, and then bow forward, settle in. I'm always so grateful when I get to pigeon in this practice. Like, oh, finally I get to rest a little. Because it feels like sometimes like go, 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 go. And life feels like that sometimes, right? Go, go, go. And it's beautiful to take time to rest and to soak it all in. That's actually what Strawberry Moon that we had on Friday is all about. It's about enjoying, reaping the benefits of all that work, savoring it. You can do that right here. Take a big savoring breath in down into your hips, your belly, your low back. Exhale, feel force softening your hips, your shoulders, your eyes, your jaw. Downward facing dog. Plant your hands under your shoulders, step your leg back, and you can do any sort of thing you want to. You can bend your knees right and left. You could raise your leg, do some circles. Pigeon left side. Inhale, extend your leg and your spine. Exhale, bow. So this part of the practice is called opening. You're allowing. Opening your hips. Softening. Gravity does most of the work here, so let it. If it feels good, you can wiggle your hips slightly. Yoga is as much about undoing as it is about doing. And to me, this pose is about surrender and about undoing, not doing, allowing. The less I do, the more I can receive. Double pigeon. So sit your torso up and swing your back leg around to the front. Set up your legs like fire logs stacked on top of each other with your um, shins flexed back, and place your ankle bone of the top shin all the way over to the thigh, not inside like I'm showing, but over. Yeah. So you're parallel with your shins. Flex your toes immensely. Take the wrinkles out of your feet however you need to take the wrinkles out. This is like Botox for your ankles. You can have your hands behind you. Inhale and lift your heart. Exhale, pull belly in, and maybe forward fold over your thigh if that feels good, over your shins. If it doesn't feel good, you don't have to do it. You can stay upright. Here I need to wiggle a little bit for me. And I'll tell you a little trick that I use. I take my hands and I press them against my feet, the bottoms of my feet, and create a tension. I press my feet back into my hands and inhale. I send my sitting bones back, pressing my feet into my hands and my hands into my feet. And then exhale, I let my thighs lengthen down toward the mat. And somehow by creating that tension and giving a little wiggle, the outer hip of my outer hip can release. You could play with that. That might help some of you. And if you like, that feels stupid, I don't want to do it, that's okay too. The poses that we sometimes struggle with or that we resist often are the poses that can change us, the ones that we need. It's often the poses we don't want to do that have the most medicine for us. Slowly walk your hands back, unwind your legs, shake them out. Yeah, and then change legs. Change the cross of your legs, set it up. I usually need to pick my hips up and move them a little bit to one side so that both sitting bones can come down. In this case, I would be moving it probably over to the right. So that both sitting bones can come down. That gives me more earth. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, bow. If it feels okay. If it's too much on your back, you don't have to bow. Feel for your sitting bones reaching back and down, plugging into earth. Draw your low belly in. Inhale and feel for lengthening your thigh bones out away from your hips. Exhale, let your upper body soften, your hips soften. For some of you, this will be very, very intense. It is for me as well. And you can actually use that intensity to help you, to wake you up. So instead of fighting the intensity, you can breathe in through that intensity to create an internal energy, an internal awareness. Like intensity can be your ally here. It's a different kind of intensity, right, than doing a bunch of push-ups. It's can be more like an opening intensity. Walk your hands back, sit up. Okay, Albina's gonna have to model this first, but we're going into frog. So Albina, can you show them how to do the mat? We haven't done this pose yet in this training. So there's a specific way to set frog up. You'll probably have to roll your mat. Can you show them how to roll the mat even though you don't need it? She's rolling over the short edges of the mat. And then for some of you, if you have a thin mat, you'll have to roll your mat up a few times so that you put your knees on something soft. And then she's coming into 90-degree angles with her hip, or her thigh bones are straight out from her hips. And her shins are perpendicular to her thighs at 90-degree angles. And then if you could see her ankles, she's also flexing her toes back so that her feet are at 90-degree angles from her shins. It's 90-90. Make sure that your knees are on something soft. And then look back and see, are my shins parallel or are they kind of doing weird stuff behind me? Yeah, 90-90. And then your upper body, you're on your forearms. And instead of collapsing in your belly, it's more like plank. You pull your belly in, use your forearms to send your hips back until it becomes interesting. If that's tweaky on your low back, you could bring your heels a little closer together. Otherwise, shins are parallel. Flex your toes back toward your shins. So Audra, it's you're kind of on your inner knees in this pose, so you might need to pad your knees a lot, but your feet eventually, your shins will eventually be parallel to one another and your toes turned out so that you're really deep into your inner thighs. And if you need to pad up your knees, you can use your mat to do that. Yeah, and then come on to your forearms. Press your heels back as you also press your forearms back. Pull your belly in, relax your neck. If this is really intense, you're doing it right. Breathe down into your hips. For some of you, it might make sense to do this on your back against the wall if it's too intense on your back, and you can do it against the wall. So you'd be laying on your back with your feet wide against the wall. But for now, it's okay, do it this way and stay with it. Notice if you want to bail out, and the work is to stay with it even when you want to bail out. Remember what Mr. Iyengar said. He said that the yoga starts the moment you want to come out of the pose. Relax your neck. If you want it to get more exciting, press more into your forearms and send your hips further back, belly in and up. Yes. Keep breathing through the intensity. Notice that urge to quit or to bail out. And notice it and ignore it if you can. Before you quit anything, stay with it another breath and see what's on the other side, because sometimes on the other side of that desire to quit is a miracle or a breakthrough, or maybe just another breath. Who knows? But you won't know unless you go for it. Okay, the way out now to release is to come forward on your belly and kind of splat out. There's not a pretty way to do it. And then you can bend your knees and kind of, wiggle your hips from side to side. Woo! Okay, unfold your mat. Janu Shirsasana, bring your left leg out and bring your right foot into 90 degrees. I'm doing it with my arms. And fold your leg out to the side unless that's tweaky on your knee, in which case your foot can be flat. Turn your torso a few times toward your left leg. You might have to do a little twist. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Flex your toes back toward your face. Breathe deep and slow. Kimberly, relax your neck. Yeah. Walk your hands back, sit up. Switch legs. Turn your torso toward your opposite leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Reach your sitting bones back and down. Draw your low belly in. Low belly right above your pubic bone. Draw it in and up, but mostly straight back. Inhale. Without making a jerky kind of movement, can you slide your ribs along your thighs even more? Breathe in. Pull belly in and fold, hinging at your hips. Walk your hands back, sit up. Lie down on your back for either Viparita Karani, which is the waterfall, right? It's like just a 90-degree angle with your legs, or shoulder stand. Once you're in shoulder stand, there's no looking around. It's like that Saturday Night Live skit. It's like, bad idea, jeans. It'd be a bad idea to look around in shoulder stand. Bring your legs a little bit away from your face so there's more weight in your arms, very little weight in your head, and then reach up through your inner thighs, reach up through your tailbone. From shoulder stand, you could go to plow. That's halasana, toes go over the head. If your toes touch the ground, you could release your arms. You could even interlace your fingers. But if your toes don't touch the ground, then I would keep my hands on my back for support. In shoulder stand, pull belly in and lift tailbone up toward the sky. So Rodolfo, if your toes aren't on the ground, then you're keeping your hands on your back. Bend your knees and let your knees round for ear pressure pose. To come out very slowly with absolute loving awareness and control, come all the way down. You can stretch out if it feels good. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze. Simple spinal twist. Pick up your hips and move them about 2 inches to the left and put them back down, and then send your knees over to the right. Take a huge breath in. Exhale and empty out. Come back to center. Hug your knees in. Move your knees, move your hips pick up your hips and move them about 2 inches to the right, and then knees to the left. Simple spinal twist. Come back to center. Hug your knees in, breath in. Shavasana. Take a long, slow breath in. And open your mouth, let everything out. To me, this pose is about trust. Since trust has been coming up in this training, can I trust enough to let go in this pose? Can I trust enough that I'll be guided and supported? That there are forces bigger than me that will carry me along. A big, slow breath in, fill up. Open your mouths, let everything out. Begin to wake up fingers and toes. Stretch out however it feels good. One by one, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Roll toward the camera. towards the screen and come on up to seated. Sit up really tall. Bring your hands to heart center, soft bow of your head. Everyone, bring your hands up with your palms facing the screen. So if you're a fighter, this would be like the absolute worst position you could take, right? With your hands like they are right now, because that would mean that you're just opening yourself up, right? And this is also a gesture of, I trust that I'm divinely guided. I trust that I'm divinely guided. And so I let go of the need to fight. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Namaste. Yay! It's break time, y'all. You have, we'll start at 12:02.